Share screen. It's an attempt to distill down what Kathy has been pointing out to us and teaching us. So let's see. Do you have, is it shared now?
It is shared, and I think that is the first slide.
Yeah?
Yep.
Good. Wasn't that well prepared today. Okay. So this slide kind of tries to encapsulate thematically what Kathy's been saying. She says we've been in a rolling recession. And just to explain, the real GDP growth up to Q1 2025 is what we have already announced. Everything from Q1 2025 is really the projection based upon what Kathy showed us from a historical point of view and what she's projecting forward. Does that make sense?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the real GDP growth we see is just at what she thinks is at the transition point. It's pretty poor right now, but she thinks it's on its way up.
Mm-hmm.
And for various reasons that we learn from her, or that she is advocating, is going to reach the almost unprecedented levels of 7%, of almost 7% in real GDP growth, because of innovation and what she sees as the coming growth of productivity resulting. And here is the productivity growth she is forecasting, while inflation will obviously fall, and it may even reach less than 1%, which is getting dangerously close to deflation. Although Kathy has taught us that deflation in times of immense productivity growth and because of because of innovation could well reach deflationary levels, and that's good deflation. That's not bad deflation. Just as you can theoretically have good inflation. And she points out that in the late 19th century we had deflation, but we had massive growth at the same time. And that was because of the second industrial revolution.
Yeah, we would never complain that we can now buy a 80-inch television for $700, where that 80-inch television would have been $1 million just 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's really illustrating the point quite graphically. But can I comment on this? I think, I mean, far be it for me to say Kathy's wrong. I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying that, like most of us, or most economists, and like most of us, we tend to compress time scales in our forecasts.
Mm-hmm.
My own sense of it is that it's going to take longer. That's my sense of it.
Right.
I really don't think we can. When I look back at the revolutions that I have lived through, and it was the original computer revolution, the IBM 360, which was the first, broadly based, widely available, industrial strength computer, which was supposed to only sell 4 or 5 copies and sold, 4 or 5,000. And then the second revolution I experienced was the PC revolution. And the third revolution I experienced was the internet revolution. And the fourth one is the one that we're currently going through, which is the AI revolution. The AI and this revolution may come faster than previous revolutions, may be more profound than previous revolutions. But when I look back at the Second Industrial Revolution and the history of that, which I've studied now in great detail, as a result of these thoughts, I just think that there's many a slip twixt cup and lip, and everything takes longer than you expect, and the real benefits seem to become concrete, after the revolution happens, not within the revolution, if that makes sense.
Well, sure, Larry. I think I've talked about this a lot on this channel because you may remember that just previous to this time in my life where I'm now some kind of a YouTuber or something, my previous employment or my previous career was as a marketing consultant, and I work with over 400 small businesses. And during that time, meeting with those 400 small businesses and seeing where they were, many of them were still living in pre-1990s when it came to internet, when it came to use of the website, when it came to understanding Google, Google my business. They were just, years and years and years, decades behind.
Right.
So there's a bunch of folks that will be early adopters, and a lot of those are the biggest companies. There's a lot of folks that will be late adopters, and some of those will even be the bigger companies. We see them going out of business, in each one of these times that we go through these revolutions. We see companies that don't keep up, that go away, big companies. Sears comes to mind, Kmart comes to mind. So we have these people that are slow adopting, people that are quickly adopting to these things. I think the beauty of the AI, which I've just been picking up really in the last couple of days, listening to some of the podcasts, the beauty of AI might be the interface. It is so easy to use. Some of the other ones, there was such a difficulty of getting into a new idea, figuring out how to do a website, figuring out how to understand Google, et cetera. There was a curve, a learning curve, and people would be resistant to the learning curve. But what we're seeing with the AI is you can start making movies 3 minutes after you plug into one of these movie channels. And so it's a lot easier. You don't have to learn a whole bunch of stuff to make it work.
That is true, but converting that to value, converting that to economic value is going to be more difficult than it's been in the past. Because in the past, the improvements have always been analogs of what we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the vehicle, the auto was simply 4 wheels instead of 4 legs.
Mm-hmm.
But very similar in, even the actual auto looked like a cart.
Right.
I think that the change with AI is so profound that translating it to economic value on a large on a global scale, or a national scale, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
is a problem with a different order of difficulty, with a much higher level of difficulty. But I may be wrong, and it's possible that in 5, 6 quarters or 7 quarters we could reach these dizzying heights. I suspect we won't, though, and time will tell. Kathy may be right.
And I think
she's probably more likely to be right than I am. So,
and I also think we could also say, Larry, that it's okay.
Yeah.
You only have a 4% growth instead of 7% growth. That'll be just fine.
Yeah, I agree.